A very warm welcome to the KDF Friday Bulletin. I am Sergeant Doreen Kerubo. The Bulletin is a show to keep you updated on events undertaken by the Ministry of Defense over the week. In our highlights tonight, CS Duale hosts CS Kuria at the Defense Headquarters. The Eastern Africa Standby Force holds the 32nd Policy Organs Meeting. United States AFRICOM Combatant Commander visits the Defense Headquarters. Indian government gives medical equipment to the Kenya Navy, and the Kenya Defence Forces and the National Police Service carry out a joint counter-terrorism sensitization and awareness program. To start us off, in a bid to assess the performance of the Ministry of Defence and the key milestones that it has achieved within its constitutional mandate, Honorable Aden Duale, the Cabinet Secretary for Defence, today hosted his counterpart for the Ministry of Public Service Performance and Delivery Management, Honorable Moses Kuria, and the Secretary to the Cabinet, Ms. Mercy Wanjau, at the Defence Headquarters here in Nairobi. During the meeting, Honorable Aden Duale reaffirmed the commitment of the Ministry of Defence to supporting agencies and state corporations domiciled in the ministry, among them Kenya Space Agency, Kenya Shipyards Limited, Kenya Ordnance Factories Corporation, and the Kenya Meat Commission. He added that the ministry remains steadfast in supporting other civil authorities whenever called upon, as this is in the spirit of the whole government approach. Honorable Kuria is spearheading the government performance and delivery roadshow across all government ministries. The Eastern Africa Standby Force held its 32nd Policy Organs meeting in Nairobi. The meeting, themed A Capability of Choice for Peace, Security and Integration in the Eastern African region, was officially opened by Lieutenant General John Amwangi, Kenya's Vice Chief of the Defence Forces. A subsequent session, bringing together chiefs of the defence staff from member states, was graced by the Chief of the Defence Forces, General Francis Ogola. The policy meeting brings together representatives from Burundi, Comoros, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, Seychelles, Somalia, Sudan, and Uganda.
In his address, General Ogola extended his gratitude to the delegate and their respective countries for accepting the invitation, which he said is a show of commitment to the regional peace, security, and collaboration.
It is therefore imperative that we strengthen our regional partnerships, forge new alliances, and enhance interoperability among our armed forces. Together, we can build a resilient defense architecture that not only safeguards our nations, but also promotes prosperity and development for our people.
His message was echoed by the Vice Chief of Defense Forces, who urged the participants to embrace security as a sacred duty and act as essential stakeholders to lay the building blocks of security stability in the region at a time when each member state is faced with unique reality of insecurity. The meeting will end tomorrow with Honorable Aden Duale, the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, presiding over a session that brings together the Council of Ministers for Defense from the Eastern Africa region.
In other news, General Michael Langley, the United States Africa Command Combatant Commander, earlier this week visited the Defense Headquarters here in Nairobi. He was received by General Francis Ogola, the Chief of the Defense Forces. The visiting general inspected a guard of honor mounted by the Moi Air Base before proceeding for separate closed-door meetings with Honorable Aden Duale, the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, and the Chief of the Defense Forces.
During the bilateral engagements, the two leaders discussed a myriad range of issues of mutual interest between the two countries, among them counterterrorism, maritime security, and peace support operations, as well as the need to foster the already existing cordial relations between the United States and Kenya. Honorable Duale noted that the United States has been a critical partner in supporting Kenya's quest in enhancing peace, security, and stability in the Horn of Africa and the Great Lake region. He further thanked the United States government for their steadfast support in the construction of the Kenya Defence Forces Counterinsurgency, Terrorism and Stability Operations Center, and also for offering the Kenya Defence Forces personnel training opportunities.
On matters health, the government of India has given CT scan equipment to the Kenya Navy base Mtongwe. The signing for the gift from India was done when Honorable Aden Duale, the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, hosted a delegation from India led by the Indian High Commissioner to Kenya, Her Excellency Ms. Namgia Kampa, at the Defense Headquarters here in Nairobi. Speaking as he acknowledged the good gesture by the Indian government, Honorable Duale pointed out that the CT scan equipment, complete with servicing kits, will enhance diagnostic services within the Ministry of Defense.
The CS further noted that as a result of a robust Memorandum of Understanding signed in 2016, India and Kenya have collaborated in several sectors, among them training and exercises for military personnel, military medical services, cultural and sporting activities, among others. He applauded the cordial bilateral relations the two countries have enjoyed over decades. He emphasized the importance of continuous collaboration between the two countries for mutual benefit and regional stability. Both parties expressed their commitment to further strengthening cooperation in areas such as trade, investment, security, education, and cultural exchange.
The Kenya Defence Forces, under the Security Sector Counter-Violent Extremism Program, in conjunction with the National Police Service, undertook a counter-terrorism sensitization and awareness program at the DCI Anti-Terrorism Police Unit Training Center. The program was aimed at increasing competency among the officers of the DCI Anti-Terrorism Police Unit. Colonel Yaya Mohammed, the National Counter-Terrorism Center Coordinator, presided over the training, in which he said that the multi-agency approach has recorded several milestones since the initiation of the Security Sector Counter-Violent Extremism Program 7 years ago.
Colonel Yahya added that the fight against violent extremism is a long and grueling process that can only be achieved when security forces maintain a united front and working closely with vulnerable groups such as women, youth, and children. The Security Sector Counter-Violent Extremism Program is designed to equip uniformed personnel with a comprehensive understanding of the ideological underpinnings that drive radical extremism. The initiative is a proactive step towards enhancing national security and countering extremism using informed strategic actions.
In other news, under the theme, My Culture, Your Culture, Our Culture, the National Defence College held an exquisite cultural day that showcased the rich diversity and heritage of the course number 26 participants for the year 2023-2024. The cultural day brought together various communities in Kenya, as well as a number of allied countries, among them Botswana, Burundi, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Malawi, Namibia, Nepal, Nigeria, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania, Uganda, and Zambia. The event took place at the college ground in Karen, Nairobi.
Invited guests were treated to spectacular performances by local and international communities, which climaxed with a splendid performance of the famous drummers of Burundi.
We are privileged to be part of a gathering where various African and Asian cultures merge and find common ground, transcending borders and backgrounds. It is a testament to the resilience, unity, and vibrancy of our people.
The cultural display and exhibitions involve traditional food and delicacies, songs and dance, cultural artifacts, clothing, and the intricate costumes of the various communities, among other aspects of cultural diversity.
They have learned to embrace each other's culture and managed to bond very well, and I can proudly say that this course has been focused, inquisitive, and very instrumental in achieving many of the course objectives.
Elsewhere, the General Officer Commanding Eastern Command, Major General Juma Munyikai, received part of the Kenya Defence Forces troops who have been serving under the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia. The troops arrived home as part of the phased ATMIS drawdown, which seeks to gradually hand over security responsibilities to Somalia security forces.
In his address, the General Officer Commanding thanked the troops for delivering the ATMIS mandate and upholding a high degree of professionalism and hard work in their endeavor to maintain peace and security not only in Somalia, but also within Kenya and in other regions.
Tunawashukuru sana kwa kujitolea kwenu na kuonyesha ile professionalism na kuwa ambassadors wazuri kwa ile mission ya ATMIS. Kwa hiyo nyinyi mnaandika historia muhimu sana katika usalama wa hii region yote, sio only kati ya Kenya, Somalia, but region yote, the Horn of Africa.
He added that the troops shall undergo routine post-deployment counseling programs for swift transition back to their day-to-day lives. The reception of the troops was also attended by a host of senior officers, and service members.
Elsewhere, the Military Wives Association of Kenya held its quarterly meeting at the Humanitarian Peace Support School at Embakasi in Nairobi. The main focus of the meeting was to introduce MWAC members to the organization's revised strategy following a successful midterm review.
The highlight of the meeting was the unveiling of the new organizational structure, which aims to drive the association's expansion across different regions of the country. The revised strategy also aims to increase inclusive membership, ensuring that all military wives have an opportunity to participate and benefit from the association's activities.
Thank you for watching. We look forward to your feedback via our official social media handles and your viewership next Friday for the KDF Friday Bulletin. I am Sergeant Doreen Kerubo. Goodbye and God bless.